I never thought a suitcase could tell the truth better than the person who packed it. But that Friday morning, with sunlight filtering softly through our bedroom curtains, it did exactly that. Claire stood by the bed, neatly folding her blouses, each movement careful and practiced. She said she was leaving for a girls' weekend in Seattle. I nodded, pretending to believe her. After 9 years of marriage, we'd settled into a quiet rhythm. Not bliss, not misery, just comfortable routine. But lately, the silence between us had changed. It wasn't peaceful anymore. It was full of things unsaid. She had new habits now, whispering into her phone behind closed doors, showering before bed instead of in the morning, coming home late smelling faintly of perfume that wasn't hers. I tried to convince myself I was overthinking. Doubt, after all, could corrode a marriage faster than betrayal. Then came the text. It appeared the night before she left. We were sitting on the couch, half watching a show neither of us cared about, when her phone lit up. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Love. Same hotel. For a moment, she froze. Then, with a forced laugh, she said, "Wrong number. Probably spam." I didn't reply. I didn't even look at her. Because when you stop asking questions, it's not because you trust. It's because you already know. The next morning, she hummed as she packed, smiling too brightly. "I'll be back Sunday night," she said, zipping up her rose gold suitcase. "Don't forget to feed Luna." Our cat brushed against my leg, like she could sense something breaking inside me. "Everything's handled," I said, forcing a smile. An hour later, her Uber pulled up. I carried her bag to the door, kissed her forehead, and watched her walk away. I didn't wave. When her car disappeared down the street, I opened the closet and pulled out my own suitcase, a black Samsonite, the same size as hers. I'd already packed it that morning, while she showered, not with clothes for a trip, but with every trace of her from our home. Her dresses, her shoes, her toothbrush, everything. I wasn't going after her. I already knew where she'd be. The message had told me enough. I booked a room in the same hotel, under my own name, a few doors down from hers. I didn't plan to confront her. I just needed to see the truth for myself, to let it scar me clean. By evening, the city glowed beneath a drizzle of streetlight and rain. The hotel lobby smelled expensive, citrus and glass and polished marble. Room 408. The clerk said without looking up. Hers was 410. Clothes enough. For hours, I sat in silence, staring at the wall that separated us. Then I heard it, laughter, faint but unmistakable. A man's voice followed, then the sound that told me everything I needed to know. I didn't knock. I didn't shout. I just stood there, feeling something inside me quietly come undone. Then I opened my suitcase. Inside was a real one, swapped that morning when she wasn't paying attention. She thought she'd packed for a weekend getaway. I'd packed for her to leave for good. The next morning I called the front desk. "Could you please deliver this bag to room 410? I said calmly. Inside, sitting on top of her folded clothes, was a note. "You don't need to come home. Everything you need is already here." I waited downstairs, sipping burnt hotel coffee, my phone buzzing over and over with her name. I ignored every call. Finally, a text appeared. "James, what is this? Where are you? What did you do?" Minutes later, she stepped out of the elevator, still in the beige coat she'd left home wearing. Her hair was slightly messy, her expression pale and desperate. Behind her was a man I recognized instantly, Ethan, her co-worker. She saw me and froze. "James," she breathed, voice trembling. "You got your suitcase?" I said. "Everything's in there, including your ring." Her mouth parted, eyes filling with realization. "You switched them." "I just gave you what you packed for," I said quietly. "Freedom." Ethan tried to speak, but she grabbed his arm, clinging to him like he was the only thing holding her up. That told me everything I didn't want to see. "Please," she whispered. "Let's talk. You don't understand." "I understand perfectly," I said, finally looking at her. "You stopped being my wife long before this trip." Her expression softened, the woman I'd loved flickering through the guilt. "You can't just walk away," she said. "We have a life, a home." No, I interrupted, standing. We had won. You ended it when you brought someone else into it. She reached for me, maybe to touch my arm, maybe to stop me from leaving. I stepped back. Don't, I said softly. No anger, no shouting, just the quiet resignation of someone finished pretending. I walked toward the exit. Outside, the rain had turned to a light mist, cool against my face. I heard her footsteps behind me. James, please, she cried. Not like this. I turned, meeting her eyes one last time. You already did this here, I said. You just didn't think I'd see it. Her face broke. Tears blurred her makeup. People passed around her, indifferent. I didn't gloat. I didn't pity her. I just said, you wanted a weekend away. Now you have one. And then I left. That night, the house was silent but not hollow. I poured a drink, sat by the window, and realized I'd been faithful to a ghost for longer than I cared to admit. Leaving wasn't revenge. It was release. The next morning, a final message appeared. I'm sorry. I stared at it for a long moment before deleting it. So am I whispered to the empty room. Outside, sunlight broke through the clouds, spilling warmth over the quiet street. For the first time in years, it didn't feel like something was ending. It felt like something honest was finally beginning.